Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video here for Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 20. This show has been, genuinely just f***ing incredible. I don't think I can sing this show's praises enough. Last episode, we got to see Jolenta and Novak in their current states in 25 years after the last time we saw both of them. And yeah, we had some very important conversations between Draka and Jolenta, some beautiful scenes with them, and then we get to see Novak is now back in the fray trying to take down the Heretic Liberation Front. So I'm excited to see his possible reunion with Jolenta coming up or something like that. No idea if that's going to happen this episode, but we will find out nonetheless. Per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord. Links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all my reactions, so feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Now, without further ado, let's hop straight into Orb and the Movements of the Earth, episode 20. So this is their way to reproduce. He's gonna try to make the case to get rid of her. They're definitely not going to. Okay. There you go. Thank you. A little scary for a second, but I guess we found out. Ooh. I really like that with her own experiences with oh, what was that guy's name? I don't remember. Kolbe, I think it was his name. That was scary for a second, but knowing Jolenta, I was hoping she wouldn't, even if she has killed people before, I was hoping she wouldn't mercilessly just do that. People like her deserve a chance. I really like that. Man, I leave it to you. Really? Aww. Of all kinds to be published. I love it. She's trying to get the book published from the friends who changed her life. For better or for worse, that's, very heavily debatable, but, I'm sure, I don't know. The path it's made her lead her life down, you could say maybe isn't as good, but at the same time, it's also like she would have just lived in naivety. Or I feel like Jolenta's smart. She probably would have figured out something if time would have passed. All it took was a little push from Badeni and O to really move her along at all. But you never know. I don't know how I put it, to be honest. This Novak, yep, morning, buddy. Oh my god, do they actually know they're here? Also, I just kind of realized something. Hang on. Now I want to check. Yeah, I spelled Novak's name wrong in the last episode. It's N-O-W-A-K, and I put N-O-V-A-K. Whoops. Also, the title of this episode already has me feeling like this is going to be a huge episode. That's very nerve-wracking, hearing him say that. Especially if these are the barns they're talking about. Don't know if they are. Okay. We haven't heard much from this guy, to be completely honest. That's true, we don't know his motivations or anything. We've heard everything from Schmidt, but we haven't heard anything from this guy on why he's doing this and all the above. That's gonna be huge for Draka to hear, because she does everything to avoid death. Literally everything she does is to deny that fate of death. Everyone's got a story like that? Just like, yeah, Draka has her story that her family was murdered right in front of her eyes. A quiet, ultimate question. It was so she could ascend to heaven. Yes, this is literally that is the exact answer to that. Why are humans born, and why do humans die? Why did our brains develop to such a degree that we can ask these philosophical questions in the first place, and people find that solution in religion, that like the gods or God, depending on what religion you follow, is the answer to that question. It's an answer so that you can accept death. That's exactly what religion is. She died before I could say anything. Is the end result of those thoughts. That's actually a great point. It's not God who persecutes the heretics. It's other people who think they're doing it on God's behalf. Humans could never be this strong. You could say that's the case, but religion has both been an incredibly good impact on the world and an incredibly bad impact on the world. Religion helped people in the older days really find a worth in their lives, and it helped them to come together and construct countries, civilizations, and all of the above on the basis that they were building so they could pray to a god and worship a god and things like that. Religion has also caused mass wars, mass killings, etc., etc., etc. There's good and bad throughout history of what religion has done for the world. Someone else who believes in the same God. Yeah, so he's of the belief that the church is rotten. Yeah. So a part of him believes that, he believes that religion is true, and that the church was originally set up with good intentions, but it's been so long that the church has been around that it's become corrupted over time. And so that's why he's here. That's part of the reason why he's here. The gears of change grinding everywhere. That is such a bar. More and more contradictions emerge, and you can hear the gears of change grinding everywhere. I love that. Doing this will allow me to accept my sister's death, huh? That's really interesting. That is the complete opposite of Draka. He wants to be able to accept death. Oh, is he brandishing his sword? Sharpening it? Use technology to overcome technology? Yeah, that's interesting. People killed one another of their interpretation of God. Huh. Yeah. That was like the root cause of a lot of, I mean, obviously territorial issues were big back then, but in this olden time, a lot of issues were caused about religion and religious beliefs. 100%. Ugly imitations of the real world that he believes his nature god has created. Damn, I love how we're doing this. We're going to each of the people from this Heretic Liberation Front, and we're learning they all have such distinctly different ideologies, philosophies, and motivations. I love it. It's really good. We are no match. Ooh, chills. God, what a line. What a line, man. Looking at the vastness of nature makes that clear. We are no match. Woo! Chills, dude. That's such a good line. They do borrow the power of nature. Make weapons and things like that, yeah. Weapons to kill each other. Well, also weapons to, you know, get food and survive. Meaningless conceit. I loved that. I absolutely love seeing more of his motivations and ideology. That was really good. We already knew about his love for the nature god, and he believes that humans can never own up and everything they make is just shoddy, and that he from birth he has a fate set out before him that he has no intention of denying or attempting to go against in the slightest. Even though I very strongly disagree with what he's saying, I understand him, which I really like. I love when a show makes a character that is largely disagreeable, but you understand them because they're so well thought out and well written. So good. Because I talked about it during the episode that Draka and Schmidt had their conversation back and forth about their ideologies, but the idea that you have a fate set out from you from birth innately does not make sense to me. Because it's the idea that he believes whatever action that happens around him or that he takes is the fate that God set before him, but that would mean you have no free will. But Schmidt does things like flip a coin to make a decision. That's not fate. That's you making the decision to flip the coin. That is your own free will that is allowing you to make that decision to flip the coin. So the idea of a fate set out from birth, I can never get behind that idea. It doesn't make sense to me, because every action you take in life is you making a free will action. That's not a predetermined fate unless because Schmidt, I guess there's two different sides to it, because Schmidt's idea of fate is that any action he takes is part of the fate that he set out before him. That has been set out before him by God. That's what he believes. I disagree with that. I don't think it's innately impossible for the idea that there's a fate set out for you, but it's not what happens in between. It's that no matter what actions you take, whatever free will actions you take, you will end up at the same spot. I think that is a lot different than the fate that Schmidt believes in. I still don't think so, but I could get behind the idea that everybody has a set fate from birth, but the actions you take during your life will always, no matter what, lead you to that fate you have at the end of your life. Is that possible? Sure. I don't fucking know. It's possible. I don't necessarily believe in it, but I very strongly disagree with Schmidt's idea of fate in that every action he takes is a fate that was already set out before him. I don't agree with that, but you could also make the case, the nitty-gritty of the idea of fate as a whole is really confusing, but you could also make the case that if you have a predetermined fate set out before you, then the actions you're taking with your free will are part of that fate that's already set out before you. It's really weird innately, but I don't really think any human has a set out fate before them. I don't think that's how that works. But alas, I don't know. There's just so many angles to Schmidt's ideology, but I largely disagree. But I really like that I'm able to still understand him and why he believes it. I really like that. You gotta think. And Jolenta literally just told Draka last episode not to stay. Jolenta literally told Draka last episode to not stay so firm in her convictions, because she'll end up like her. It's an imitation of nature too. But nature cannot bring to a finish. That doesn't make them worthless. Interesting. I like her giving him her own piece of things as well. Because yeah, he was talking very strongly about the limitations of human creations and how they're nothing but imitations to what nature has and the power of nature, which, yes, Mother Nature and Father Time will forever be undefeated, but that doesn't innately mean that human creations and things are just worthless. The records will be useless. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Really? I won't be using it anymore. What is that? Why does it sound like Jolenta doesn't plan on making it through tonight? I don't know, maybe she's just gonna go off to the countryside and enjoy the rest of her life, but it's very ominous the way she's speaking and she's just giving away all her keepsakes and things like that. It feels like she's looking at the heavens like one last time here. It's an obligation to my predecessors. To Potocki, who is completely... I love how the Potocki thing has just made its way through all of this. Like, that started with her fall, and that was 35 years ago. 35 years ago. You burned something precious to me, damn. Why can't you do it yourself? Oh, can you trust me with this? Because you're young. Our history's protagonist. Here are the discoveries of the process. Everyone who lives now carries the past with them. That is so many loaded questions, back to back to back. Holy shit. People inherit the discoveries of their predecessors. Yes, that is literally what's happened over and over and over again with heliocentrism. Like Rafal inherited it from Hubert. Hubert probably inherited it from someone before him. And then O and Gras inherited it from Rafal. And then Bodeni inherited it from both of them. And O, and then Jolenta inherited it from O and Bodeni. And then the three of them passed it on through what they're doing right now. Draka is inheriting it through O's book. And now everybody is about to inherit it when this book gets published. Why do we interpret individual phenomena according to linear time? Interpret, not intrepid. Okay, I can read. I'm not dyslexic, I swear. We do interpret individual phenomena. Why do we interpret individual phenomena according to a linear line? What is wrong with me? This one line is fucking me up so badly. Why do we interpret individual phenomena according to linear time? Why do our minds compel us to look into history? God has given us a chance to learn. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, yes, everybody has a chance to learn. You have memories, history, things like that are kept so you can learn and improve on mistakes made in the past. Like, I know there's the whole saying history repeats itself, but that's because humans are foolish creatures. Like, we make stupid decisions all the time. There's history and memories and things that have been done in the past that we're supposed to learn from and evolve from and be better off because of these things happening. Like, that's exactly why memory and things like that exist. And the current church during this time period is stopping people and stopping from their denying learning. History is an extension of God's will. So that's what allows her to believe what she's doing is right. It's like going against the church as she is. She believes it's right because that history and the things that they are learning, and she believes these memories and the history that's all been implanted into her head about heliocentrism and all the above is God's extension for her to learn more. They can't just be set in their ways and never allow for new ideas or things like that, like the current church does, because you're denying the learning that God has extended to people. Exactly is that. What a cool scene. Sorry, I was looking at the scene too much, like the shot of Jolenta, then it cuts to the shot of Draka in a very similar way. Present moment exists within that great current. Within trial and error. Damn! God, the show is so fucking good, dude. Holy shit. God, it's just bar after incredible quote after bar after incredible quote, time and time again. I mean, holy shit, dude. In the end, I think the meaning of our birth lies within that plan, within trial and error. It's to participate in the dull, endless task of crawling toward good. How do you write something this profound? It's so innately simple. I've said this time and time again with this show. It takes the incredibly innately simple ideas and makes them sound so profound. It really makes you just fucking think about how incredible these things are. By accepting and confronting evil rather than casting it aside, we sometimes give birth to a greater good. And it's just like that's what they believe they're doing now. They're confronting the evil, the rot that has grown within the church, because they believe, or at least Jolenta believes, publishing this will lead to a greater good. And this OST is fucking incredible, by the way. It's so good. It's not that good or evil exist as two different paths. Things connected by a single thread. Yeah, that's if I'm not mistaken, that's a big argument that like a lot of religions push today, is that whatever suffering you may go through, whatever suffering humans in the world goes through, it pushes towards a greater good in the end. At least don't quote me on that. I'm not knowledgeable enough in this kind of stuff to really make a claim like that, but I believe that is a big argument, is that the reason suffering and the reason people have their own bad experiences and suffering and things like that is so that in the future they can push for a greater good at the end of the tunnel. But without history, humans lose sight of that. Yep, they'll just repeat their same mistakes over and over. History is there to stop humans from making the foolish act that they would do without it. God, man, what the fuck? This is... Holy shit! Without history, humans lose sight of that. They succumb to fear of the finite nature of life. To ascertain history is equivalent to ascertaining where God is guiding us. That's why we lose our way when we ignore the past. I mean, this is the first time Draka has spoken in like 5 minutes. Jolenta has been monologuing for like 5 minutes, and Draka's just been taking it all in. That was so fucking good. Oh my god, man. Awareness of history influences my actions. I don't even know if he is alive. It would be the worst moment of my life. Oh my god. It's that moment most of all. When I have to make the right decision. I'm gonna cry, man. This is so incredible. God. Crush my fears. This is one of the best monologues I've ever heard. This is one of literally the best monologues I've ever heard. This is so good. Oh my god, man. Fuck. But it's that moment most of all when I have to make the right decision. All the misfortunes of my life have surely existed for the sake of that moment. The accumulation of history will calm my nerves, crush my fears, guide my thoughts, and stop me from running away. All the winds of human history will be at my back. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude, I'm like, ugh. This show is giving me such full body chills, it's making me tear up. That's how fucking incredible this is. Holy shit. This might be one of my favorite episodes of this entire show. Her whole monologue here has been nothing but fucking incredible. With such twisted reasoning for the sake of that book. Damn, so even after hearing all that, Draka calls it twisted. There it is. Because I love heliocentrism. So overcome it. What a conversation. Holy shit, Novak is on his way. This OST. So Jolenta's just gonna stay here. Oh my god. Damn. You just have that incredible conversation with her. But off she goes. Damn, Jolenta might actually die here. God, that OST was so intense. I love it. She's lit a fire there. What are all those bags of? There's Papa Novak right there. Oh my god. He's still got the gloves with him. Swear I'll avenge you. It's literally her sitting there. What is in all of those bags? Is it gonna be like explosives? Is she gonna blow herself up? Oh my god. And I bet you he's not, I wonder if Novak's gonna be able to even recognize her, because she doesn't have, because Draka took her pink thing she always wears. Oh, and literally her little hoodie thing she wears is right there. Oh my god. Holy shit. This is literally one of the best shows I've ever seen. Oh my god. Full body chills. Full body chills. And oh my my god! Oh my god! Did he think he saw his daughter? God, her fucking arm! To do something terrifying right before our eyes. And so they don't ever get their meeting. Wow, that's it. Novak and Jolenta never get to see each other again. Jolenta might have seen him and clocked him as her father. She very well might have, in that moment she set off those explosives, saw Novak. But they never get their reunion, ever. Holy shit. That's it. I mean, this is literally one of the most gorgeous scenes I've ever seen. This one right here. This is fucking... I mean, I'm so... Oh my god. This is... Oh, I usually I have words to describe the shows that I'm watching. I am at a complete loss. I've teared up like 3 separate times at this one episode because I've gotten such hard chills throughout. Just, oh my god, man. I don't even, holy shit. That's it. Jolenta's gone. In that one moment, she looked back at the memories of her life and then she blew herself up. Fuck me. Ugh. I was waiting for her reunion with Novak to happen, but the second I saw those explosives, I was like, it's probably not gonna happen. Lo and behold, it didn't. Seriously, I normally have words to describe what I'm watching, but I cannot say anything besides this is fucking incredible. That's insane. That one scene of him like holding his daughter's hand, even though he doesn't know it. She blew herself up, yeah, Draka must be like, I don't even know what's going through her mind. She just had a conversation with this woman and was starting to get to know her better and all the above, and now she's dead. And decided herself. This much for this book. Is that sympathy I detect? Wow! God's own judgment is behind her judgment. An honorable death for her convictions. Whew. Interesting. It seems like Draka's point of view on convictions might be... I don't know if it's going to shift ever so slightly, but a lot has happened here, and she's seen a lot of different convictions, and ones that are so poignantly opposite her own. For someone who thinks and is as incredibly smart as Draka is, her mind is always working. Conviction comes with a price. Damn! But her conviction is to get money so she doesn't die. That's the difference in their convictions. Schmidt, Jolenta, and maybe the other two in this group, their convictions have led them to the place where they hopefully, like we heard from the guy earlier this episode, the white tipped hair guy, he hopes to be able to accept death. And Schmidt and Jolenta clearly already have accepted the idea of possible death. We don't really know about the other guy in here. We haven't heard much from him, to be honest. But all of them are trying to or have accepted death as part of their convictions. But Draka's conviction is to not die. It's to get money so she doesn't die. There is an innate hard difference there. Hide the type behind your seat. Shit. They never saw. Oh my god, you in the episode there. My god, this is literally one of my favorite shows ever. Holy shit. Yeah, this is one of the best shows I've ever watched. I think I'm gonna leave that there. That Yolenta monologue was nothing short of absolutely incredible, and the moments leading up to her martyr there were nothing short of, I mean, just jaw-dropping. I mean, literally every aspect of this episode was incredible. Nova, that's just how the world turns sometimes. Yolenta and Novak will never get that reunion that I was hoping for. They never will. Novak will never know that she was the leader of the Heretic Liberation Front. And Yolenta will never know that he's still alive out there looking for her. They'll never know. That's just how it happens sometimes. That scene, like I just said, that scene leading up to her martyr with like the flashing, I don't think every OST this episode was incredible. I feel like they were especially noticeable this episode. Every single one of them looked absolutely jaw-dropping, or sounded absolutely jaw-dropping. This whole episode might be one of my favorite episodes of this entire show. I love heliocentrism. Just the blank one-liner title of this episode. We got so many incredible conversations and lines of dialogue and quotes and all the above from everyone this episode. I mean, I'm genuinely at a loss. This was incredible. Nothing short of absolutely incredible. But yeah, I don't think I have much to add here. Yolenta's monologue, we got more into Schmidt's ideology, we got the white-tipped hair guy's ideology. I apologize for not remembering his name. We got to see why he's in this. Maybe we'll learn about the other guy more here going forward. I'm not entirely sure, but all in all, I mean, incredible. That's really all I can say to this show is incredible. We have 5 more episodes to go, and I believe that's it for Orb on the Movements of the Earth. But for now, I think that is going to wrap it up from Reaction to Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 20. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.